Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. Welcome back to Toyeen Talks. To all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. If you're new here, we are so happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please note the regretful comments. Thanks for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
Instead of, just wasting time trying to know your child. No, don't let me say wasting time, spending time trying to know your child. How much do you know yourself? How much do you know as in what you can take and what you cannot take? Because don't let us deceive ourselves. Children will always test you. They will always bring up issues that will test you, sometimes your mentality and even your belief in yourself gone. You understand? So you also need to know yourself as a parent and know what you want and what you don't want. Then Unuma cascade down to what you want for your children and what you don't want for your children. Some of us are just parents, but we do not even know what we want for our children. It's easy that, okay, Emma, sometimes I like what Mommy Bollington said that, give your children, what you can, make sure you have children that you can take care of. Take care of your children. But the truth of the matter is, lè rí yẹn kó kúrò. There are children that cannot be taken care of by their parents. Some people still, they're trying. Unfortunately, in Nigeria of today, some people, they are trying. Mi ò ní ju ọmọ kan gan, ọmọ méjì bọ́ kó lè dátọ́ ọmọ kan yẹn gan. You understand? So I always like us to face the reality of what we are facing right now in that country called Nigeria. Do your part. But the thing is, even the government can't provide anything to help, reduce the stress or the pain that people are going through. Because ẹlòmíì kò bí ju ọmọ kan lọ, but ó ń wish pé òun ò tiẹ̀ bímọ yẹn rárá. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ bímọ yẹn pé kò ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi tọ́mọ. But life changes. Things happen. Ó dẹ̀ wá bá rẹ̀ ní situation tó yẹ pé kò rí bó ṣe máa tọ́mọ ẹ̀. What are the way forward? We have said something that is so important today, which is contentment. We have said it today. Even if you don't have much, teach your children how to be contented with the little that you have. And then don't saddle your children with unnecessary responsibility. Joshua and Bomi. Okay. Don't saddle your children with unnecessary responsibility because there are sometimes, as a parent, a máa wà carried away. Kò sí nǹkan tó bad nínú pé kó jẹ́ kó ọmọ ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò ní ju nǹkan báyìí lọ o. Mi ò ní ju nǹkan báyìí lọ o. Ṣe rántí ọmọ ẹni tí wọ́n ń ṣe o. Má ṣe ju rẹ̀ lọ o. But don't saddle your children with the responsibility of kò sí nǹkan tá a máa jẹ lọ́la o. Ebi máa pa ẹ́. Tó o bá ti sí nǹkan tá a máa jẹ, ò ní lọ wá nǹkan tí wọ́n náà máa ṣe. Don't saddle them with that responsibility. Àgbélébùú ẹni gbé. Because those are the things tó ń ti àwọn ọmọ yìí náà lọ ṣe nǹkan tí wọn ò fẹ́ ṣe ń gbà mí. Because if as a mother, o ti ń sọ lójú ọmọ ẹ pé nǹkan tá a máa jẹ òkúkú yé mi, aṣọ tẹ máa wọ̀ lọ́tùnla kò tiẹ̀ yé mi báyìí. Ìwọ náà kò tiẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó lè fi ṣe tó lè fi ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ni. Then you're already telling that, sọ fún straightforward. But you're telling that child to go and survive on his or her own. Because nǹkan tó ọmọ máa fi interpret ẹ nìyẹn. That's what I mean by don't saddle your children with unnecessary responsibilities. And coming back to the Western world where we think that this thing don't happen, it happens. But you know why it is not prevalent, Lord? Why it is not so bad as Nigeria is because it is so government ní àwọn nǹkan tó ń fún wọn. Ọmọ tó wà níbí tó jẹ́ pé from the day tó ti bí títí dá tó máa fi pé 5 years ọ̀fẹ́ lóúnjẹ tó máa jẹ. You don't have to worry about food. o ti ní nǹkan tó máa wà á ti gba káàdì ẹ wọ́n ti fún ẹ go and buy food for the child. Unlike Nigeria, that nothing is available. That is why we think it's not happening abroad. Look at the entertainment world ní àwọn bíbá yìí. Wọ́n pimp àwọn ọmọ fún mọ now. Look at what Pop Daddy. Look at the revelation we got from this P Diddy. I became a Some of these children were actually groomed by them. So it happens. But it's just that, there are so many measures to were in place. Unfortunately, tí ò sí in place in Nigeria. And ó dẹ̀ ti wá ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. As a parent, please let us go the extra mile of not saddling them with this responsibility of kò sí. There's a level of kò sí tọ́mọ máa gbọ́, tọ́mọ máa interpret to be another thing. Pé bóyá ìyá mi fẹ́ kémi náà lọ hustle ni. So those are the things that I want us to, to think about and talk about.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you.
I remember what you just said last now. I remember when I was still in my final year. When I was still in my final year, and I'm a boy now. I'm a any girlfriend. I'm a any boy. So my pocket money wasn't even enough for only me. And that means for me, alaye me do de ko mu nkan wale for me. So I was like, okay, how can I help myself? So I went into business like, okay, I have IT skills and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, let me open a student cafe. So I was doing it. One day my dad called me and said, "Surely Toba fail in the final year. Toba fail in the final year. Gbàgbé pé ṣáà lọ mọ̀ pé o lè wá nulẹ̀ mi mọ́. Mọ̀ wípé mi ìran níṣẹ́ because it's not your responsibility to take care of yourself. It is my responsibility to take care of you. And I don't need it at the age because màá dúró díẹ̀ kó mú nǹkan wálé fún mi. No. So from that day, my mindset changed. Pé wá nǹkan tán ní kí n lọ ṣe school gangan ni pé kí n lọ kàwé o. Wọ́n ní kí n lọ wá owó ní school. Time will come where I will go and look for money. Time will come where money will be looking for me. So when you have all those things in place for your child, that alaye, most times you hear our parents say, "We're not low uncle." When I was in school, I had a lady that was saying, "If I send owó sílé, mo lọ fẹ́ o school fẹ́ send owó sílé obìnrin. Báwo ló fẹ́ send owó sílé ní school? Ṣé lecturer fún wa lówó ni?" So these are things we should all be thinking as a parent that ọmọ tí mo fẹ́ ṣe yìí, I will go extra mile for them because I don't want them to turn out to be nuisance, to be tyrants. Thank you, ma. Lagata wọ́n ní kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹgbẹ́rún sí Mike.
Lagata.
Gbogbo Leo. This is going to come from different angles, right? For those that are in Nigeria and those that are in diaspora. You understand? It's quite different to how we are going to perceive this. But Mommy Beauty knew, and I think AOA, and I think in the comment section as well, I've chipped in something. We need to understand that from reception, me Mogotomak with Nigeria again, but I carry láti kékeré, lọ́tí máa ń fún wọn ní, I mean in this country, lọ́tí máa ń fún wọn ní step ahead of having to have sense of belonging and freedom in everything they do. The entitlement. So, tó bá ṣe ń dàgbà, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, wọ́n ti ń educate wọn how to think independently, how to understand that these are their rights. These are the things you need to know. Even to as been informing them about sex education. That's primary 6. I mean primary 5 nsìn ni wọ́n ti máa ń ṣàlàyé fún wọn pé nǹkan báyìí o. Tó bá jẹ́ obìnrin, tó bá fẹ́ like obìnrin, o lè ṣe. Tó bá jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó wù ẹ́ tó fẹ́ discover fúnra ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Now, to now make comparison to how we were brought up in Nigeria as an African parent, how strict we are. Like AOA equally said, it is not by how you discipline your child that will make that child be who you want them to be in life. No, we always make that mistake. Growing up, I was a very stubborn boy, and my father would beat me with wire, with koboko for all some kind of stupid things. And torí pé mo jọmọ líle, kò ju ẹgba lọ. Màá tún ṣe the same thing yẹn pé okay, jẹ́ n wo how long this man can go.
Ó tún wá mọ́ra.
Ó ti wá mọ́ra tó yẹ pé màá kọ̀ wo léjọ́ kan, màá kọ̀ wá ń lé èmi bí a mọ ọ́n ní kí n má lọ play ball kí n ṣe homework kíní kan, and I will just stay at home and I will like tó bá ti sùn báyìí màá kọ̀ jáde pẹ̀lú bọ́ọ̀ ni màá lọ gbá bọ̀ gírígírígírígírí tí pọ́sí bá ti ń bọ̀ báyìí bá ti rí mọ́tò wọn Orange 504 ń gbà yẹn láyé john àmà sáré lọ gbéwèé wọn á máa làágùn boy and they will just come and look at your leg ó ti bu bí ẹsẹ̀ àwọn kí má dàrú kan, you know, and they will know straight away that something is fishy. Wọ́n kàwé AC wà on ó dẹ̀ ń làágùn ó yà jẹ́ ìwé ẹsẹ̀ ti bu torí a ti gbàgbé láti ṣan ẹsẹ̀ báyé sáré wọlé ẹ̀kọ́ dẹ̀ sí time láti sáré ṣan ẹsẹ̀. So all those things, fear yẹn, we always think that because they are strict and because it's principled that you have to be under that spell. Or mistake that man ṣe nìyẹn. And at this stage, for those that have experience of diaspora Western world, the only good thing you can achieve or get the best result from our children is by making them our best friend, both male child and female child. First thing, create that friendship. Treat them like your friend. Bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ bí ọ̀rẹ́ in all ramifications. Respect friends, have conversation with them, engage them, speak to them. Let them, because whether you like it or not, even as our parents were telling us then, you still want to taste it and say, let me go and try it. Above all, Ọlọ́run ọba nìkan ló máa ń fún yàn lọ́mọ tọ́ nílé ayé yìí. You will see those that are like Obasob said earlier, that when you allow your children to engage in the society, there are some lessons they will learn. Lè fún wọn láwọn lessons yẹn. It's called street orientation. Òun lè ṣe máa ń rí pé àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé even in this community, TikTok that we are, as dark as this TikTok is, we still see some of us that shows that we were raised with love, we were raised with respect, we were raised with from a good home. That is why you don't see us putting people's picture, shake fáwọn ọmọ, and all sort of things like that. And that is what separates us from that kind of people. So now compare how do you make that friend or being friend with our children is the first thing we need to learn. People not disrespect back home in Nigeria. Doing a symposium back home from my foundation, we have to reorientate people. We have to reorientate children. Because instead of we having to give these children freedom of their entitlements, but we always deprive them. It is Nigeria. You see that there is a child, a male boy, he can play football. He's a good footballer, but his brain does not even count with education. Kò lè gbé ọpọlọ ò gbéwèé. But torí pé ajé òbí tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ mi gbọ́dọ̀ kàwé ni, ọmọ mi gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kinní kan ni, you know, dòdò mi ti jóná, yeah, you know.
Oúnjẹ láì ṣe pé dáná fún lù.
Kid boss, èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ máa drag èèyàn báyìí kéèyàn máa jẹun o. Èèyàn máa jó. You know,
conclude, okay.
So, you know, we have to understand that our children have to be our best friend. And Mommy Birinu said it. You learn how to teach your children nítorí raining day. When they come to you, in as much as you love them, you want to give them, you want to show them love. Tọ́ba eléyìí mo fẹ́, o ṣe fún wọn, ìyẹn mo fẹ́, mo ṣe fún wọn, ìyẹn mo fẹ́. No, this is how we train them. Àwọn ọmọ mi sìn, a bank account wọn, màá sọ fún wọn pé ní wíìkì yìí, you are entitled to spend £30. O fẹ́ ra nǹkan school, o fẹ́ jẹ lunch, o fẹ́ whatever you want to do, £30.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Network.
Dodo Lagata ti dóná.
Okay, so kí Lagata tó padà dé, I have one last question. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, if you have
power tap, please. Oh, power tap kankan rárá kò tẹ̀ mú ìwúrà ìjọ nítorí Ọlọ́run.
ṣé ẹ enjoy ẹ ni?
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi?
A gbọ́.
Àti ń gbọ́ yín sùn.
Mọ̀mí Phoenix, oúnjẹ yìí náà ni o, mo ti dín ọbẹ̀ ata alásèpọ̀ assorted, dídòdò àti jollof rice máa lò síbẹ̀. So you have to make them our best friend and able to teach them all this core of way of life. Àwọn mi ṣe fẹ́ ṣe birthday, ó gbé bíìlì 800 and something wá. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? At 15, kí ló fẹ́ fi 800 and something ṣe? I want to buy one essential hoodie, I want to buy one trainer, it's 420, I want to ṣe kíní kan. No. Akọ́tẹ̀ fún wọn. Ẹ fún wọn ní orientation yẹn. And because they are close to you as friends, it will be easier for them to speak to you directly rather than depending or confiding in somebody that's not even part of the family. And don't forget, when they engage outside there, when you are not there, it's another world entirely. So I believe the most important thing is not by depriving them or too extra disciplined or principled. Let us try and moderate it. Let us apply that emotional intelligence while they are growing up with us. Nǹkan tí wọ́n bá rí lára wa báyìí ni ó ń kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ lára wa. Òun ló dẹ̀ máa gbé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ló máa gbé wọn déta. Kid boss máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan. Àwọn elépè tó wà ní justice yìí tó jẹ́ pé lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀ wọn bẹ̀ ọmọ wọn wà ń bẹ̀ tó ń gbọ́ èpè yẹn every single day. And you know children always speak from the parents. Nǹkan tí ìwà tọmọ wa bá ń wù ń ta ara nǹkan tó kọ́ lára bàbá àti ìyá nínú ilé nìyẹn. Àwọn couple tó yẹ pé they are not together again. Wọ́n máa ń jà every time ni single father single parent. Tọmọ yẹn bá ń dàgbà tó bá ń rí pé òun change obìnrin bí ẹni change aṣọ ni. That thing will affect them growing up. So all those things we have to put it into consideration. So for àwọn obìnrin wa àwọn ìyá wa àti gbogbo wa náà ẹ jẹ́ kí a bá ọmọ wa ká bá wọn ṣọ̀rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ because whether you like it or not nature will take its course no matter how you want to prevent or protect them. Òun ló jẹ́ pé gbogbo òbí tó bá bímọ láyé ká máa ṣe kíni ká máa rántí gba àdúrà fáwọn ọmọ wa kọ́lọ̀ máa bá wa tọ́ wọn sọ́nà kọ́lọ̀ máa bá wa dáàbò bò wọn. Àdúrà yẹn every single morning it is good, it will go with them because tó bá ti lọ school tá a sí ń bẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe lẹ́yìn wa. We don't know what is happening there. So daddy, you have to sit there, you have to stand there. No. Nígbà míì tó bá máa rí chance àti jáde báyìí ó máa fà á já ni pé opportunity pé mo jáde yìí ó máa fà á já ni. But when you talk to them, when you make them your friend, it will make life easier for them. Ọlọ́run adé kọ́ wa mọ̀ ṣe Ọlọ́run á fún wa lọ́mọ tọ́ o. Ajẹ́ ń sọ díẹ̀ díẹ̀ kí gbẹ́nu dákẹ́. Thank you.
Àmì ò Jésù Lagata wa.
If you want to contribute, you can come up. But one last question from me, Joanna.
Níbo sí oyè ṣé náà lórí ìdí ni?
Mommy, come on.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ shout out to those who ask questions. Shout out.
Lagata dey greet you, no wan answer me.
Please power tap now.
Mi lọ́tọ̀ gbọ́ ẹ má bínú dodo mi ti jóná ní Ọlọ́run.
Dodo má jóná o, ó má jóná o.
Okay, one last question. Mi mọ nǹkan tí a lè ṣe because mo rí pé a lot of us Damlog mute ọ̀dọ̀ yín pariwo.
Ọ̀dọ̀ mi kẹ̀. Pariwo.
A fojú sí Child Rights Act 2003. Yes, 2003, under which we have so many rights like parental care for them, right to freedom, right to life, right to free education, and then most importantly, láti protect wọn from harm. And protecting them from harm under it is ban child marriage. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé nínú Nàìjíríà tá wà yìí òun làwọn èèyàn ń ṣe jù, especially the northern parts. Ṣé child right àwọn children yẹn ṣé kò extend dé àwọn side kan ni àbí kò dé ọ̀dọ̀ bí àwọn ọba tó jẹ́ pé bóyá tó bá ti pé 30 tó bá ti pé 80 àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bí ọmọ 15 ọmọ 16 ló máa fi ń tún ara ṣe yẹn, ṣé act yẹn ò débẹ̀ ni àbí àwa la wò pé we should just leave it for them because wọ́n ní owó? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, who can answer that question, because I know that àwọn òfin kan ó guide àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké nínú Nàìjíríà yìí, but the reverse is always the case. This man we are talking about is a senator. Ó mòfin ohun tó yẹ kó mòfin.
I'll start by saying this.
Okay.
Do we have law in Nigeria?
Roberta.
Head down. Do we have law in Nigeria? Written laws. Do we have? Okay, let me say. Do we have written laws in Nigeria?
2003.
Key boss.
Okay.
Starting from what age? Because when you say Omo Kekeke in this place from 18, they count you as an adult. You are not a child anymore. You can speak for yourself at 18 years. So can you just explain in Nigerian start from what age? Omo Kekeke, what you mean?
16.
Now, I must be a question in the area and pay. See, most of my questions are always very simple, but most times might look confusing. Do we have law in Nigeria? Okay, do we have written laws?
Do we have a working law?
No. The first thing, any written law. To anybody but de loni, o ma lọ gbé, o lè kà. Yes, we have. Now, moving to what Lagata said, do we now have working law in Nigeria? Yes, probably have. 3, do we have people that are above the law? Yes, we have.
Yes.
Now, number 4 is, does the law is the law applicable to every one of us in Nigeria equally? No. That is the problem. It's not as if okay, let me start from normal road safety of it. Normally saju normal 70 per hour or 80 per hour. Normally tí ọlọ́pàá bá tí o bá ń lọ ó yẹ kó mú driver's license ẹ dání. Tani o mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kí driver's license ẹ wà up to date. Tani o mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kí mọ́tò ẹ kó wà up to date. Tani o mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kó tó jáde láàárọ̀ ẹ kọ́kọ́ check your oil ẹ, check everything. Tani o mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kó lọ ṣe servicing at the right time ní Nigeria. But we all know. But wàrí tí kábúkábú ẹ bá ṣe jọ. Okay now. Why I'm using that is because mo kọ́ fẹ́ lò yẹn so that we understand where I'm going. Now, we know all these things. Abi, we have air pollution laws. Abi, how many of us follow that kind of law in Nigeria? But níbi wọ́n bí ẹ̀dá emission ẹ̀ wá sanwó ẹ̀, everything wá ṣe. Now, you going back to Chawani, ṣé law ọmọdé wà, ṣé law àgbàlagbà sí? Today now they are protesting. Ṣé wọ́n yìnbọn sókè? Don't forget today is October 20. Remember what happened, Lekki massacre. Don't we have law? Are you getting what I'm saying? It's not as if we don't have written laws, but do we have a working law for everybody? Do we have law that if Toba mu senator lónìí, ó mú commoner lọ́la, tó bá mú commoner lọ́la ó mú senator lọ́la. These are the questions we should ask ourselves first. Òfin wà náà ṣebí 1999 àbí kí ló kọ law yẹn wà. But are we following it? That's the problem. So that answers it from my own point that those laws that you are saying 2003 child law, are we following? Ọmọ mélòó ló mọ right there?
Oh no, Wani. And parents too don't know. In fact, citizen is started, but we don't know it.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Oh God, oh yeah. K-Crown, please come up. Thank you.
I don't know if anybody has read this book, Animal Farm by Joshua.
Animal Farm, yes. So I'm a big fan.
Sherry, Nigerian situation is more like the Animal Farm. Some people see themselves as being above the law, and as the law of Nigeria operates, it also sees them above it. Those in the house, even on the streets, and you now realize the more taking machine law is getting worse and worse and worse on a daily basis, and it's now getting to a point to if you know 1 and 2, then you believe you are above the law. Okay, see boy, man agbero, tolo lu ẹnìkan tó lu ẹni tó lẹ́nìkan pa, tó lu kan tí yẹn wà ń kó ma.
Ramon.
And the man follow Guinea. Majority of them are being arrested by the police because they believe they are above the law. A situation on this Mr. Yomi's case. If I think Tolento complain, or Tolento if she weakness, or Tolento if she complainant, and you now realize, if not because he went ahead of them, but it would have just been Olule as touching for straight effort, and you now realize there is law, but we individuals are not letting the law work, because everybody believes I can operate above the law, and that's the situation of things in Nigeria. And until we realize that we need to know that we are not above the law. Many occasions, the mayor of my area, sometimes there was a time he came with an ordinary bicycle, no kini, whereas our Nigerians were not politician, we come here and close down a shop because they want to do shopping. I now realize are these people normal? The first I walk drive in Luyi, if I was speeding in Nigeria, oti master me. So when I started driving, I had to speedometer me because me was beyond control environment, and all those things is what is really affecting us. We individuals ourselves are the one breaking the law. That's why they look me to at higher position. To actually the same thing and we now see them as enemy. But are we being able to govern our own rights using the normal law, even the family law? Let's govern in Lewa rightly. Okay, we our parents see don't shake me. Táwọn ọmọ náà dé wà lórí Facebook. Táwọn ọmọ kì í ṣe pé àwọn ọmọ yẹn mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ is right. Táwọn parents wọn dẹ̀ bìlì tọ́ dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé táwọn ọmọ yẹn náà dẹ̀ ń read the same thing. And when they now grow, they will now believe. Kò sí nǹkan. There was a time I was with a friend who believe tóun ò bá náà yàwó orí ẹ̀ ò lè pè. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún ọ̀gbẹ́ni ilé tèmi ti wá. Nǹkan táwọn máa ń mọ̀ ni pé our parents always have tó bá ní misunderstanding. In the next few minutes tó bá jọ wọnú yàrá lọ. Àkọ́mọ́ àmọ́ bọ́ tó máa jọ máa rẹ́rìn la máa sọ fún wa pé ṣùgbọ́n àwọn méjì jọ ń ágì ní ìsinyìí ni àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ náà rẹ́rìn nínú yàrá yẹn. Bọ́ ọmọ tó jẹ́ pé tí bàbá àti ìyá ìbá jọ sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá wọnú yàrá.
On God.
Something like that, yes sir.
Ló tẹ̀ ń fọ̀rọ̀ sábẹ́ àwọn sọ tó bá jù wọnú yàrá kan wá gbọ́
yẹ̀yẹ́ ló bá jáde. Ṣé mọ̀ máa bá jáde, and in fact sometimes when I got married and tí àwọn bá ń ṣàwọn kankan màá kàn máa wòran lọ́jọ́ kan ló sọ pé ṣé wò kí n bínú ni nǹkan tó ń fi kọ́ mi láti ilé wa ni. I've never seen my parents raising their voice against themselves, even tó bá jọ wá gé nǹkan kan ta. Ẹni lábàdàn ẹ̀rí tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa bára wọn rí, so something like that. And I know if Yorùbá máa ń sọ wá ní pé téèyàn bá kápá ọ̀kan jù àì ìlú máa dá. each and every one of us, we should be able to govern our house rightly, then transmit that into our society, and we have a better society by God's grace.
Thank you. Somebody wrote, our politicians in Nigeria need mental capacity Act 2015. Thank you. Okay, cake crown. We're talking about Mommy Boshere. Good afternoon, ma. And sorry, but you can still take us back to Kanu issue. You know, a lot of us want to know, his antecedent, the issue of stay at home, abi sit at home, kiniko, dance solole nko before your network dropped you. So you can continue from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So as I was saying, most of the things that is happening in the Igbo land right now is